this changed.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's totally doable. And I would not mind going back to Tekken 3 Gen. Been wanting to play him for freaking years. Besides in Tekken 3. But then again, you know, you have character releases as well. So that's also with their season pass. Which makes sense. But putting up a shop just to get fucking a pair of jeans that look like they got mauled by a bear, you know, it's just not something I'd pay for.
Right.
See, there's another way they can do that now, right? And you want to put on gloves, you can become the highest rank in the game. You know, they could put that stuff in. You know, when you rank up, you get a new suit.
Well, I mean, I get fight money like a motherfucker. I've got fight money for days, so. Like, look at this shit, dude. This is, I even went through and freaking bought all the shit for freaking June that I possibly could, because that's the character that I'm playing right now. Look at this shit. Like, we go to customization. I already bought everything for the little avatar. I was like, oh, let me go ahead and get that. But going to character customization, we'll do, go ahead with Yoshimitsu.
A long list of captains.
Oh, there, I got 62 mil.
Some of my best. Yet it covers only a fraction.
I can go through, I can buy all this shit.
It's
not even gonna create a dent.
Spineless oaf snap at it. I mean, there's no honor among thieves, but selling out to the French, they dig their own graves just to get a prettier tombstone. I'd bury the lot, but there won't be enough captains for the pirate round. Chulin will cut us off like a rotten limb.
I mean, some of this shit just looks ridiculous like this, right here. A panda hat, really. Let's go run around for the panda hat and a fucking red hat.
Kill the fucks.
This is stuff for, like, kids.
That leaves us wide open for Karadec to swoop in. My port will burn. Karadec puts blade to my neck, while my own captain stabbed me in the back. Resist or not, he'll take it all. A glorious victory. That's what he wants. Karadec makes his name for slaying infamous pirate, earns favor, then rises to a cushy new post on the Atlantic. Got an idea floating about in my head. It washes everything clean. I'll tell it to you soon. Just need to smooth over some details.
Like, really, Joe shot glasses.
I know everything there is to know about sailing. Feels good to get decent meals. I've had my fill of company ships.
The Royal Louis was an obvious trap only a short-sighted blowhard like Skurlock would fall for.
Fucking hell.
I mean, I'd be okay if they threw the shop up and be like, oh, hey, if you want something, buy it with your fight money as well.
Finding rare goods will
You know, that's
you
fine.
Or they give like a double option where
Yeah.
put a shop up where like how Apex did, Where you have one where you buy these premium C, and then you have this other one where you get. I just sold that shit.
Luck can only get you so far. You need to keep hunting. Stealing, growing.
I'll be the next one after this mission.
Get the merchandise fast and we will be back to safety. Hurry! Raise them up! With this wind, nothing can put out the sails!
So what is the rank system like in Skull and Bones?
Oh, like it's an infamy thing, so it's just a reputation.
Oh, okay. So when you go out and fight all these other ships, those are actual people you're fighting?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, not yet.
That's why I said there are events that show up. Like there's one right now that says, there's an event that's going on, but again, if these guys are all done with the story, because people got the game 3 days early, and I got it when it released. So if they've been playing since the release, you know, they're done with the story, they probably have a higher reputation, or infamy, and the infamy allows them to get better items. So I'd be, and this whole game has that RPG element where, you know, gear score actually matters, or your rank matters. So like the rank of my ship is 8, and if I go over there I might fight like a level 12. And I've tried fighting level 9s and 10 NPCs and I get obliterated.
Purchase a baguette. What the fuck?
Fire everything you have!
Pretty much everything. So I spent 7 mil, got everything for Yoshi, so.
God damn it.
Eat your fill. Keep up your strength.
Let's all go
But no, I do think it would be a lot funner if it was kind of like the open world PvP. But I could also see where that would be bad because some of the higher level players would just sit around the low level area and just kill the noobs.
Yeah.
Keep away! Everything you have! Go to a certain
Take us to that ship, and our blades will do the rest.
They can't get away with this!
Fire! Enjoy your stay in the water!
Agency!
Captain, anything catch your eye? These are our waters. Goods that... My suas fanambina na follow your travels.
You're the envy of every sea dog I know. Something shiny in there! Back the sails!
Set the sails free!
How you push this? Still have like 40 million. Alright, I got stuff to do tomorrow. I'll bring these kids to a birthday party. Oh, it was nice seeing you again, man. Nice talking to you. The party's always open.
24 is very fast, huh?
Yeah, pure imagination.
Yeah, let us know when you stream up. I'll join up. Give you some commentary and some viewer time and shit like that.
Will do.
I'll be on tomorrow night. Kids don't have school on Monday, so I need to stream this out. What I was talking about earlier, I need to do a stream of that shit. I'm gonna try and do it tomorrow night. Getting the King of Iron Fist tournament for Tekken 8.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I just
A lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying that Helldivers 2 is actually good.
Oh yeah, no, it's. I mean, for $40 too.
Yeah.
So when I saw Helldivers 2, I was thinking, you know, it's gonna be like Helldivers 1. It's gonna be over. It's gonna be, you know, 2D over the top again. But a couple of my buddies were like, nah, it's a third-person shooter, and I'm like, what do you mean?
I mean, I saw it, and I was like, when I saw Helldivers on it, I was like, oh no, that's a pass. But then I started seeing some of the gameplay on it, and it's not too bad.
What is it?
Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2.
It's Starship Troopers, if you've ever seen it. It's the best. It's the closest way to describe it. Going on a bug hunt.
Alright, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, man.
Have a
Take
good
it
one.
easy.
Yep.
A company ship to care! What can it be? Boat structure!
And he's got it.
There might be some...
You playing Diablo anymore?
I smashed out the season already. I did third. I come back every season.
No. I do not.
Third season was kind of interesting, sort of a letdown, but Diablo 4 has kind of been a letdown almost the whole time. So
They say in St. Anne, if Tatamo doesn't know about it, then it's not worth knowing at all.
I'm doing warm-up laps, trying to beat my time is what I'm at now before I go racing, because this is fairly intense level racing.
Captain, it's foul time! Time to fill up our wine barrels! Bring her in and sails down!
VP! The company is not welcome along the coast of Africa. Demolish their towers, Captain.
Ah, there was only millimeters in that there.
Kwahiri!
Waves and winds dance for you.
Don't waste a moment! Raise them sails! I can see the Wana marshals from afar! It is Abada!
Captain! What is that?
Let's keep it! Captaini! Anta!
There we go for lap 677.
Beast on them!
We are prepared to move, Captaini!
Fire away! You're good! You're about to fire them! Oh, yes! On your battle station! Just on our side! Forward! Our evacuate for help! Please! They can't endure it!
Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. They put a 50-minute race into this week as well, for Daily C.
Well, there you go.
No, I couldn't do it, man. It's pretty tough. It's Sudoku, it's not my best track, like, you know? And I just don't have the race pace for it, like. I have to put in about an hour here now of just fucking doing laps just to get my fucking speed up, like, you know?
There's a ship, Captain! Buona fishing boat! Ourselves got the wind, Captain!
I'd like to die a good death someday, Captain. I want it to be a strong death of life, not more so.
Burn those dogs out!
On fire! Yeah, oui, capitaine, just another matter. Ah! The idiot won't survive! Ah! I need your imminent danger! Fire! Now!
Quickly! Fire! Milk! Money fire, Captain!
know Spa, you know that track.
Mm-hmm.
Take action!
I changed my tether position as well again. I figured something crazy out. Jim was having problems. Like, I'd either having too far up, too far down. Having huge problems. It was very static. Find each other, you know. But it was like, I kept trying to put my feet down too low to get them into a position that they didn't sit. I even started putting masking tape on them to give them a different grip, you know. And the other day, I got into this new GT thing. I was talking to he was on like the settings, turning like the vibration settings down, 24 feedback, like faster, like what? And I was like, what are we going to do? So they changed the little external kind of skinnier, like tiny and a half. So there's only 2 times. So I said I changed the weight of the steady. Actually, I realized that that's what I'm after doing that. Not the steady, so right. And that was my problem. Now I have the pedals in a position where I'm way more comfortable with them. Now I just have the problem where I've had months of using them the other way. Simple things. There.
I'm here.
There's a roll there. It's fucked in there. Pick it up, fucking it. Brad doesn't really race, does he? Like, he bought the system and he bought it.
I guess. Like I said, I haven't really talked to anyone, so.
I've been talking too much to my time. I can buy broke up. You know that.
Yeah, kinda heard the gist of it a little. I mean, like I said, all I saw was, you know, someone left chat and then someone got kicked, and you know, so I figured something went down.
Exactly. It happened more like like you were hanging out with us, and it was all hunky dory, yeah. Great that. They was living great, mate. Like, you know what I mean? How, you know, being together, smoking together, going to work, coming home to that shit. And then your mom went back to Australia and just absolutely had a fucking meltdown or whatever and just locked. I leave it there. The rest is just... I had a fall out in it to say no to that. People want to talk to me. And all I've done anyway, I know it's something to come out there. But I want to, so I got up into the lobby. You know what the funny thing about it is? The dirty people are just brilliant at being dirty. Just catch you in the corner. Why it's so competitive that they're not giving you. There was some better races in the sea.
Yeah, because everyone down there is actually, you know, they're trying to race.
No, if you're more clinical at this level, you'd be the same. I'm gonna have to start doing it. Right? So I just I will. When I was going from C to B, so I got to C, and that will happen with this. And fall back then to B. I'm quick on the hot. I know it's got to kind of those people out there, others, some other people are racing. I know quick on the hot ones. These days, after a fastest lap, two things to have a second. I'm a second.
Now or never, for victory and spoil.
Like, I did that too for the 29.4 yesterday. I come on today, my first lap. I'm doing 30 per day. So that's not bad for your first lap, but you have to look at that as well. Like you're not just coming on and you can bang it. Whereas these guys are coming on their first lap, they're doing a 17:30. You know, like my qualifying lap was the best lap. Your man was faster than it in the race. He was a 10 faster than it with his race pace. He's the fastest lap in the race. He's a 10 faster than my best time. You know. So it's weird. So I have to up my race pace. I have to get more consistent. I went off racing the lads there. They went on track. They were doing track. Some of them I knew, but they were backwards. We were driving a different car. You know, but these guys are not to realize, you know, all of they spend every trying to reach my game. They are just
Hurry! Raise them up!
Yeah. I might be quicker than some of them. You know, and then take corners quicker, but they know the entire track. You know, they know every track in the game. You know.
Yep.
It's interesting. It's interesting though. It's very competitive though. Which that's why they push you out in the corner then. They don't want you to pass them. Like there's some people and their defending has been brilliant and they like I have to up my gear in here now in my race pace. Like I have to like start like
and a lot of them are, you give me the space, it's my space now. Yeah.
Like, you don't have to give them much space.
Yep, and they're going to take it. If you leave a little bit tiny of a gap, and they can stick their nose in there, they're going to stick their nose in there, they don't care what happens to you.
Well, here's the thing to that, right? You see, I started watching touring car racing because of this. And that's what they do in touring car racing anyway. You can see these aren't Formula 1 cars. You can you can touch the side of the car and it's not a penalty. You can be side by side. You know? That's the main thing. So they're going to push you. And what happens then is your car drifts, right? You lose 2 tenths on that car. And the worst thing that happens is the guy behind you will get a good exit because the two of you are battling, then you lose 2 positions. So it's not complete now. There is a way, there is some of them, like there was a time where I was faster than the man. He saw it. He picked the inside line, that was grand. I swung outside and I was going around the outside and he just came in and pushed me out onto the dirty stuff. Like, you're gone. Like, you're not gone 2 or 3 spaces, you're gone.
Yeah, your race is gone. Yeah.
Because these guys are so fast. You know? This will not get easy until I get the A lobbies to the halfway mark, and that's going to be really fucking hard to do because you can't win. It's not like, you know the way when we were coming up there, like you can go bang, 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 get a really good qualifying time, have 4 position, fastest lap in 3 minutes. You ain't getting that in these lobbies, like.
Yeah, no. What it is you bang, 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 get in the top 3 to 4 to 5, so that way you don't so that way at least you have a chance to not get stuck in the mid pack. And a bad fucking idiot.
I'm 1100 in the world, and I am in the mid pack with my time in these lobbies. Yeah. If I'm lucky. When I go in today, I will not be above 9th. If I can get into 9th position, I'm doing well. All I can do then is try and have a clean race. 3 tidy laps, yeah? And I'm hoping then, like, it's not like in the other lobbies before as well, like when you're in 5th, right? You were like the top 5 or the outliers, like, and you could see, I can tell now by the time your man's behind me. If your man's 2 tenths slower than me on the lap, you know, that way 3 tenths, and I can put down I have to put down good laps. If he's over half a second slower than me, I don't give one fuck about the guy behind me. He's not catching me unless I make a huge mistake, you know. And the drag thing doesn't work. You're kind of fucked if you're outside the second with the slipstream. So you can be in a position where you're faster than the 4 people behind you, but the 4 people in front of you are after, because you had a bad exit out of a corner, got those couple extra tenths, and now they're on the train of a slipstream and pull them another along,
Come again.
and you can't keep up with. You know, you're left in
Glory
no
is in your
man's land.
face.
It's
Yep.
proper racing at this level. I have to say I enjoy it, but this is where I'm being shown up for not a proper novice. I finally met the competition level, you know, that
Yep.
makes me have to work now, like, you know. Slightly, it's a cunt in a way.
Yep.
You know?
And my thing is if you bang a track and you do get to that point where like you have the times, which is where I'm at, where I have the times. My problem is I'm at such a low level that if I get someone who basically plays very defensive, it then becomes a problem for me where I'm trying to pass, but then when I do, they become a dick.
Yeah, but you see, you should be what you're saying there, Dindo, is you should be so much faster than them that you should be able to catch them on the corner. There's a huge, the problem that you're running into there is the problem I'm running into now. This is the first time that I've truly come up against people who actually defend legit, right? The times I've got taken out, I've put myself on the outside, and they're just like, I've put myself in the position to be fucked over. Do you get me? That's why I don't get mad at them.
Right. But I'm having to force myself into those positions because the guy in front of me is going so slow, but they're going just fast enough that I can't get around them.
But here's the thing, right? This is what I'm trying to figure out now. What my plan to do is, and this is, right? You got to predict him, right? So you got to make him look like he's got to defend, right? You got to put him into the defending position, right? Not you go the outside. You don't want to compromise yourself. The guy defending is the guy who should be compromising. Yeah? What he's going to try and do is brake check you or slow you down the corner to where you don't want, where you're in the wrong gear and he's in the right? So you have to out clever that, right? There's only 3 laps in this race, so you have 2 laps to figure it out, right? There's a car in front of you. He's faster than you he's faster than you here, but you always catch him through the bins, right? But you can't overtake him through the bins, right? So what you have to, the thing to try and figure out is, right, I can gain a 10th on him through the bins, yeah? I'm a 10th behind him at the moment, right? That's perfect. So when you enter the bins, by the end of the bins, that you're a fucking, what you call it, right up his hole. You know what I mean? Not going into those section of bins. So if you're now 2 tenths faster than him, you want to slow down a 10th. So you want to let go of the accelerator just early enough. And this is the hard bit. This is the skill of it. Just enough down the straight. Like, you're meant to brake at the 100. You're going to let go of the accelerator.
You just have to, basically you're working to get a better exit out of the corner.
That's the way you have to do it. But it's hard because you now have to compromise how you're going in. You have to try and go in a little slower to know you can come out of that corner.
Right. But again,
and if you're up his hole coming out of that corner,
again,
right,
I'm on controller. But again, I'm on controller. So for me to compromise that means I can't do it.
Not exactly, because it's not about you're not compromising your position. To stay in on the perfect line, what you're doing is you're slowing down going into the corner. So going down the straight, right? You're letting go of the accelerator.
Right, which is what I'm saying is basically I already do that.
I don't know, man, because this is something I have to practice myself now.
It's something. My track times, how you talk about my lap times, I'm doing that already in my lap times.
Yeah, but your lap times and race times. See, race pace becomes different. See, what you're talking about is you have a problem with race pace, right? Because now you can't do the line you want to do because you have a car in front of you, right? Controller or not, right? What you're doing here is so you don't have to try and go around the outside one through a tricky section of bins, right? What I'm saying to do is you go in on the straight, you let up lightly on the accelerator, so he gains on you. So now you can go through that flat, and you're praying to God that doing that you got through that section cleaner than him, and on the next straight you're up his hole.
Yep,
You know?
and what I'm saying is on controller, I do that, my back kicks out, and I'm gone.
That doesn't make any sense because all you did is slow down. You're just slowing down an extra bit going down the straight. You should be able to take the stuff the same way. It's the same thing. He's not in your way. He's ahead of you now. He's 2/10 ahead of you instead of 1/10 ahead of you. So now you can gain that 1/10 through the corner. You can go fucking flat.
Uh-huh. And in the game, there's a thing called dirty air, and it is a huge problem, and they haven't solved it. And on controller, it is worse than it is with the steering wheel.
That is a fair argument. Dirty air. It's hard, right? But again, this like.
I'm telling you, Spacey, I've done it.
I
I know. I'm telling you, I've done it. I've won races, but I'm not going to sit here and bang my head against the wall to try and get it done when if I had a steering wheel and pedals, I could probably do it 3 times as easier. Because you've even said it whenever you got in there. Look what I can do. You can whip your whole car back and forth in the middle of the turn. I can't. I let go of my joystick, I'm gone.
I know the difference.
But that's what I'm talking about. Is even if I do everything properly, if I'm off just a little, on the controller,
you're off.
I'm
you
off.
Have one chance.
And there,
one chance.
Right, I have one chance, and my one chance is to basically take the perfect line as best as I can. And if I'm anything off that, I'm either outside too far, inside too far, and I have to let go, and then I go outside.
Well, yeah, I should let go of the accelerator there, so you've lost time anyway. I know what you mean, because this was my problem with the controller as well. You could get the braking right, the accelerating right, but trying to get the swing-in point right with the controller is fucking tedious, alright? You know? It's harder to race with a controller. It's not impossible.
Right. No, I'm not saying it's impossible, because there's guys out there on controller who put in great times.
Oh yeah, because the boys are asking me was I pad or wheel. They call controller. They say pad for controller, right? And one fella did was on about his time. He had a quick time, right? I'm not too sure what his time was. I didn't know if he was faster than me or not.
Hello,
it sounded like he was
pirate.
pretty fucking quick. And he was on controller, and the way he used it was cool. He steered with R1 and L1. What you make of that now? I'm not too sure if it holds it, but what it means is like you can control that way more. Do you know? Because instead of letting your thumb trying to flick your thumb and the sensitivity and it goes all the way, you go too much, like you tapping the button, do you get me, to let it in or out, or releasing, one side and then you can hold the other side No.
Yeah, it basically means that there is no mediums. You're full tilt the entire time. That's what that means. That means every corner he goes in, he's full left and full right. There is no in between.
Well, there's the time it takes to turn.
Well, yeah.
I thought it's mad myself. I thought it was mad myself.
Well, honestly,
was in the lobbies putting on good times.
So. I mean, getting used to driving that way would be a thing, but honestly, on controller, it wouldn't be that bad. Thinking about it, because of my complaint, what I was talking about, where if it was linear, where I moved my joystick one direction, and the steering wheel directly represented that, and there wasn't a slowdown, but because on controller, there's a slowdown from when you're holding left, and it takes a second for that red dot to actually start getting to where your joystick is. It kind of makes sense.
It's not impossible. The biggest, from what you're saying anyway, right? The controller, you can say, right? You can have that argument, all right? But the other side of it, to what I'm saying to you, is this, right? What you're finding with those lobbies, that's racing, and it's those little things of. Right,
but it's not racing. It's not racing when you are beating someone and you pass them, and they just automatically obliterate you out of the fucking turn. because
if
they
they're
didn't give
that's
you
just dirty
space.
racing.
Yeah, yeah.
See, this is
But
what
that's
I
not
feel.
racing.
I've had this happen to me, right? And the guys don't get penalties, right? They're not getting penalties. They're not getting caught up. They're being pushed off the track. So what you've got to learn, what I got to take from that myself is like, okay, don't put yourself in that position again. That he gets that, right? So you know I'll follow him more cruelly. No, I won't go. No, I'll follow him and I'll be right up his hole on the thing. Like I'll just pressure him more now. Like he was slowed down. This fella was after taking a penalty, and I was way quicker than him. Do you get me? Well, now I'm thinking back. Could I have dropped the gear and gone around that corner, just raving the shit out of the car, and then just bumped it, and had him at the other side? Do you know?
Yeah, but it wouldn't matter because the next turn you're off the track anyways because he rams you.
No, they're not
Yes,
that dirty.
but that's what I'm running into, Spacey. I'm not talking about you race a guy and the guy bumps you because it's rubbing happens in racing with touring cars. I'm talking about a guy, you beat him. You do everything you're supposed to do. 2 turns later, he decides full board use you as a braking board. You're gone. Because you passed him.
You finish that race, right? And you keep putting in competitive times, right? You're in the bottom. The scoring system is kind of like the top 10 get the points really, but you stay in that race, right? And you keep racing, and you pass him, and you even come back and you pass 2-3 drivers. Your rating won't go down because of him. You can get. He doesn't.
That's the problem. I'm ended up where I end up where I do lose rating because I can't pass people back because I get hit by the one dirty racer, and then I get caught back up, and then it's another dirty racer and another dirty racer. Yeah, I'm not going to do it though. I'm not going to sit here and pound my head about it.
Another thing is like you've got a penalty, right? What I've seen is that when you get a penalty, this happens, right? Everyone decides they can drive through you. Or you've got a penalty, you're going to slow down, they're going to pass you anyway. And it's like, stop fucking my race up. Yeah, I got a penalty because I went out in the corner. It's half a fucking second. And they will try and take you on every corner. Do you know? That kind of way. Now, the other thing is, if you fuck up a corner, you got to understand, like, you can't hold the line sometimes, and you got to let people. Sometimes it's better to let people pass.
Yeah, that's fine, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people purposely doing. Yeah,
rammers. You're on about rammers. Like you come across, they're in. It doesn't matter what you play. Yeah. Those kind of dickheads are in whatever game was.
But I end up. My thing is every race they're in my race, and I can't get away from them. And I'm not gonna sit here and.
It's a reflection of you then on top of that because you can get yourself into clean lobbies and you can race clean.
Okay.
It's not impossible because I've done it.
I'm not. I've been in clean races. I mean,
I was in second place. I took the first guy cleanly. He did exactly what you were saying and bumped me on the corners. Right? Okay. I saw it coming. I held the brakes. You get used to this and start predicting it. By the way, right? So that he was pissy that I passed him. Right? He freaked out in the corner because I was close to him. I took a lovely inside line and was gone. We come into a deep braking zone then, and he's just trying to, he's not trying to get the penalty now, right? So he's doing the nudging thing, right? Which is even more annoying, right? Do you know? So, that was grand. He nudged me out of the way. He got past me, but you get used to it, right?
That's fine. You can get used to it. And again, right? I'm on controller and I'm gone.
I catch him then, right? On 2 corners up, and I wipe him out, man. For the next 2 laps, that fella punted me on every deep braking corner. He got 7 seconds of a penalty in 1 lap, right? And the second time around doing it, okay? I passed him, finished the race before him, and I just put up a thing laughing my ass off. This fella vowed that he was a streamer, like. This fella vowed that every time he met me, he was going to punch me off the fucking track. Do you know? I got a clean race for that one because of what he did to me, punched me off the track, and I never retaliated. I never saw that guy again because you're driving it. Because if a guy's punching you off the track in a race, you're probably not going to meet him in the next race because he's going instantly. You know? There's like I know what you're saying, man. Like I've done it other online racing games like you play fucking Grand Theft Auto and watch the fucking dirtiness of that game.
To your battle
And I
station!
remember high level darkness where someone could clip you just because of what they want in me. We're gonna get there. Is that the only reason you don't race though? Because of dirtiness? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, that and I have a controller. I don't like it on. I do not like the online lobbies with the controller.
That is a fair enough point to make, because I was racing with a controller and it did, like, it was in my head. I even put a controller sticker in the back of my car just to piss people fucking off and let them know they're being passed by a fellow with a controller. You know? And I always found that you get to a certain point, a certain field, you knew you were faster than anybody, but you just getting that corner, you know what I mean? And it was between like 1 or 2 corners, and everything else you were faster than. And they, like you said, they'd probably be the more technical corners, you know?
Yeah, like I said, it's just when you're sitting there and you're racing, you're having a great race, and you're in 3rd, 4th, 2nd place, you're having a great race, and then you end up passing the guy in front of you, and because of that, he decides to send you to the fucking Shadow Realm, and there's nothing you can do about it on controller. There's nothing. There's no, oh, well, I have a chance to actually retaliate. I have a chance to actually... No, you don't. You know, it's like you're saying, you know, the bumping and rubbing that happens. 90% of the time on controller, you're gone. You get bumped, you get rubbed, you're gone.
There's, so, something I've noticed. Remember, because you were doing these races, it got better. But you remember you're going around the lap, right? And there's a barrier, and your man bounces you into the barrier, and you get a penalty. You know, you get a 2.5 penalty first. So that kind of way. And then because you're trying to turn in that corner, you bounce into the barrier across the way, and then the barrier behind you. You know, next minute you got 4.5 seconds of penalty, right? I figured a way out of that shit, and I figure out a way to recover quicker too. The minute I know that I'm fucked and I'm about to spin out or something like that, I press the pause button, and this automatic thing takes over. You get me? If a car hits you or anything, then none of your safety rating is affected because you're on controlling the car.
May Harembe follow you.
I don't know if that would help you again. Like you're not gonna race till you get. I'd like. What's the story? Like, will you get a steering wheel? Like,
so I mean, there's a potential because, like I said, with this, I mean, it's where I'm at right. Just where I'm at right now is just having that thing where it's like.
What about what Brad said he's getting? That's not a bad rig. The only thing he got wrong with the rig was getting the stupid Alpine color. You don't want your rig to be any bright color.
I don't know. What bother me?
You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. You don't want that visual. You get me? The best time for racing is actually at night. When the room is dark, actually, is what I should say, because you don't see the frame, you just see the steering wheel and, you know, the TV. And that's when it's the coolest, like.
I mean, I don't know. For me, colors around in a bright room don't bother me.
It's just that maybe that's a personal thing, so like, but I prefer black coat. So
yeah.
I wonder how much we sell that for. Like, how much we spend on that? But he spent more on the rig, and he didn't. He just got the DD Pro. There's a DD Pro Extreme out now as well. You seen that? With the better steering wheel with it. You know? They've kind of realized that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't care about, like, even if I got a DD Pro, like, I'd turn the settings down.
One thing you were fairly bang on about, right, is the load cell brake pedal. Not completely soft, but softer is better on that.
Well, yeah.
You know, I've softened it up completely now because I got the extra.
You want it soft to a point, but you don't want it soft where you don't feel it. But you want it to be where it's. You don't want it to get hard to press until you're at 100%, because because that way you know you're at full brake, and then everything that you let go from there, then you know it's.
What you're trying to say is resistance. Right?
Yeah.
It's all about resistance. Now, if you ever do go down this road, right, the most important thing is get a load cell brake pedal. I don't care what else. I don't care if you get the Thrustmaster system, whatever, right? The one extra add-on that you're 100% going to get is the load cell brake pedal. Forget about anything else with a spring or a sponge in it, because the load that measures force, right? Well, that doesn't measure pressure. But you want the load cell brake pedal anyway. It's the most accurate thing. It's the way to go. If you don't get that, you can master everything else, right? You know yourself, right? When it comes to this side of it, you have a steering wheel. The steering wheel is a steering wheel. Doesn't matter if you get a better trip on a direct trip, right? Some of those top boys are using a magic. Yeah. Because, like you're saying, you don't have to have the settings up the top, okay? But the load cell brake pedal is a definite game changer. Coming from some spring or sponge and rubber system, rubbers wear out and all that crap, yeah? And the load cell brake pedal is more accurate all the way around. So that's the only thing. I mean, after everything I've gone through now, right, you can buy whatever fucking frames are like buying cars. Do you know what I mean? You can buy whatever fucking version of it you want. Get the one that suits you. You're not gonna wreck. The only requirement from the frame is to whatever system you have, that there's no vibration or movement in your frame. You know? That is a huge thing on the frame side. But the load cell brake pedal, like, that is the difference. Like, that was the one thing I was trying to explain it to Brad just thought he was, I don't know, he was on his own one day, he thought he was, I don't know, he didn't get it anyway. Like, you're saying about the fight, don't get the fight, the booster kit for the extra.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, get whichever one you want. But I'm telling you, but as getting into it, and this is what I was trying to tell Brad, this is getting into the game. You don't need it. If unless you're like what you were doing, where you know you're guaranteed to do this, do that, you know, you wanted it to be as realistic as possible. Okay, then I get all that. But as far as someone who's like, oh, I'm getting into this because everyone else is getting into it, I was trying to tell him, hey, don't get what Spacey's getting. You know, get something that's a little less than that, because you're not going to need 90% of that.
No, the load cell brake pedal is the only thing he's got. Where he went different to me, right? I didn't buy the fancy bolstered seat, right? He spent an extra $200-300 on a seat. He bought the frame. It costs extra to get the Alpine logo, like. Do you know what I mean? He bought a swanky frame, is what he did, right? And then he bought basic equipment. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I spent less on the frame because I bought bits and pieces of frames and put them together. I bought discount pieces, you see, and then put the frame together myself.
A good fight. You have some talent.
That's where you see the fabricator in me is able to do that. Do you get me? I didn't mind that side of it. And where I spent the extra bit in was I got the load cell brake pedal, I got the booster pack, I got the Formula 1 steering wheel, and I got the 3D, I went to 3D print and got the extra add-ons for the brake pedal and the accelerator to give them better resistance. and they
They're
actually worked out.
whispering your
Yeah, like I said,
name.
I 100% agree with you. Like, if you're gonna get a system,
You know?
steering wheel doesn't matter because as long as it can turn. The gas
Yeah.
pedal doesn't matter as much because more than likely you're gonna go full tilt anyways, 90% of the time.
No, gas pedal's important.
Well,
You don't want a sloppy gas
right,
pedal.
right. You don't want a loose, sloppy thing, but you don't want something that's gonna fight you every time you try to press either.
The reason for the resistance back, right? But you don't want too much resistance back either to what you're saying, right? That's why I have the basic brake pedal, and what I did, there isn't, and if I take the resistance thing I put in the back, it broke, by the way, okay? The 3D printing I got broke. It snapped at the back at the weakest point, and it was funny because it sprung when it snapped. So whatever way they made it, whatever way it cooled down, it shrunk. It's interesting because it's made of plastic, but it's 3D. It's something interesting about 3D printing from a fabricator welder's point of view, the way the tension was in it. I just super glued the shit out of it. I have a spare one here, but I just super glued the shit out of this one is what I did. And it actually works better because there's no movement in it, and now it only moves on the resistance part of the rubber, you know? But I knew the minute that was broke. Within a couple hours, I was pressing the brake pedal going, what the fuck, man? Because it was so loose. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you could get away without doing the 3D printing. Well, no. It's the load settle and 3D wrap. That's what I tell you get. Yeah, fuck getting the steering wheel. What I would tell you to do there is buy, no. I'm not too sure about Fanatec either. I don't know if this thing is durable enough to last a good few years. Get me? I've had two funny. I've turned this on now, and twice in the last 2 months it's glitched and not turned on properly, and I've had to plug it out. Okay. I've had a cable break in this as well. You know. I think the connector on my left-hand side for the gearing is either worn or after moving, or there's a bit of dust in it. There's something funny after happening that as well. And I'm going like, this is 300 fucking euro controller basically, like, do you know what I mean? 300 and something euros of a controller, like, you know? If that one piece goes in it, I'll be fucking livid. Do you get me? That one tiny connector is what ruins the steering wheel, like, and that's what I have a funny feeling is going to happen. And I'm going to have to send this thing back to get it redone. Do you get me? So that is one of my biggest bugs for the amount of money spent. You know? No. Like, you would put in the same hours, if not more hours than me, you know? So you were in, that's an issue for you as well, durability. You know? Like, would you not get a Trustmaster? Or sorry, you want the Trustmaster one, would you not get the Logitech? Or you're like, fuck it.
I would just much rather get a Thrustmaster.
But you want a rig. Well, I'll tell you now, I was talking to a lad, his name's Kenny, and I'll ask him. He's not skinny either, right? And he got the play seat. There's two versions of the play seat, yeah? There's the cheap small one, and then there's a one with a tubular frame on it. It's nearly a mimic. It's slightly smaller, and it folds up a bit better.
Pirates can be a greedy lot.
A
trout in the pot is better than a salmon in the sea,
is
what my mum used
to say. It's a tubular system as well, you know? And he's using that with the Trustmaster. With the Trustmaster, he came across, he had the same point as you. It has a better ecosystem. Everything is interchangeable. So, you can start off there, you save up a bit of money, get your fucking steering wheel, get your rig. Then you can go get your load cell brake pedal, get a new steering wheel, you know, get a shifter if you want a shifter, do you know what I mean? Actually, if we get the load cell brake pedal, you can upgrade your pedals to the higher grade pedals and still, because it's in the ecosystem, do you get me? So going Trustmaster is actually a good idea. And your man to put that,
That's why I
your
said,
man on,
that's what I was saying, is you can... Thrustmaster's
I'm,
upgradable, Logitech's not.
I'm gonna come on share play here for a quick second. I just want to show you something here quickly. It's just the times on this screen, right? Instead of calling it out to you, it'll just be easier for you to see it, right? VR Kenny. Your man races VR, right? And he has the Trustmaster system yarn about it. Definitely has upgraded pedals.
Hmm. No, like I said, building it is you're better off. What you're better off doing is trying to look at a frame and looking at their angles and trying to mimic that. And the best system is going to be a pinhole system with a slide. So you're gonna have to have for adjustments. You're gonna have to have these things at like every quarter inch. You're gonna have to have little holes every quarter inch, and then you just move it up and move it as you need to, and it's too much work. Just by the time like he's on his third thing, so how much of materials has he spent, and the time, because you got to add in time too. Yeah, so by the time you add in time and everything, it's yeah. By the time you
To
add
be
in
honest,
time,
mate,
you were better off. He'd have been better off just, you know, the time you spent on that and the money you spent on that, you could have just saved it, not wasted your time, and went and got the.
well, there's pros and cons to that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like in hindsight now, after with this rig, could I build a rig? Of course I fucking could. Would I have got to this beforehand? This level? No. And the other thing then was it wouldn't have this lovely finish. You see, I knew all this going in. I knew it. That's why I got the most customizable frame I could get. Like one of the days I'll actually drive up to Murray Motors and have a look around, because there is something else I want for this. There's one other thing, right? Because I bought the basic cheap version and didn't have to buy, like I did go back and buy shit, like, you know. Um, I need to look at how they do the slider system for um the how they do the pedal adjustment system with this plate. Do you get me? How the slider works? Because I have to undo 4 fucking bolts to do that, and that's the biggest killer with this. I have the slide adjustment. It's just it's not quick release. Do you get me? So it's quite tedious, and I got a little car. Do you know those little car
The
jacks?
bigger the ship,
Those little
the
small
heavier
ones.
the
Do
burden,
they look
and
like a
your fleet
diamond shape
grows.
when they're opened out? Do you know those
Mhm.
ones? I got one of them to move the plate. Like it's not even inch perfect. That's so I can put my feet down on it, stick a bar into it, and I can just move it. I mean, millimeters, you know. But what I need is I need to be able to adjust the TV up and down in height and back and forth
I
with a
write my
quick
own
release
stories
system.
sometimes.
And I need the same for the pedals. I have the slider on the chair, okay? The other thing then is the steering wheel. I wouldn't mind having a quick release on the steering wheel. So, But I know how I'm going to fix that. It's the way the steering wheel is bolted on, that when you loosen the bolts to slide it back and forth, they're also what's holding it upright. Do you get me? So the steering wheel has the tendency to drop because of the weight of it, and it's top heavy. You know, it's steering wheel side heavy, so it wants to lag forward, and that makes it a pain in the hole to change. But what I'm going to do there, and it's because of the square box system, I'm going to cut a plate, drill 2 holes in it, and just put 2 bolts in it where I set the height and then lock that plate in, and then I can just slide it along it, you know. Another thing I found is
It's very hot.
the posts on this frame are too short for my height. What height are you?
5'10".
You're not so bad then. You're not so bad with it. When I raised, so this seat sits on a double, right? So you have doubles and singles. A double is 4 inches, a single is 2 inches. Okay? So the frame sits on a double and then sits on a slider and then has the side mounts. Okay? This frame was designed, right, pure basic, that the side mounts and the slider aren't on it, and it should just sit directly on the doubles, and that's your fucking height. You get me? It's in relation to the 2. I was going, what does it matter? It's the 2 upright posts. I leave them an extra 100 mil longer, or 4 inches. That's that height down there. Do you get me? Now, what I can do, because I have extra pieces, I do have 2 singles that I can put there instead.
You're looking for the
but it
spoils
changes
of the
absolutely
shadow.
everything then.
Don't bother. It's scattered farther from here than the
Back in
coward
the-
who stole it. People call Uriko Freeman a hero, a freedom fighter. Well, he was a charlatan. That prick never intended to share the treasure. Pirate. My job for the heist was to smuggle weapons and supplies to Lenitra. All that treasure, and not even a scrap for old John Scurlock. One day, this den at St. Anne will be far greater than Lenitra. And it's gonna be mine. Cully, I put it all together. I know who the head rat is. I've always kept watchful eye on the arse-kissing, grovelling little gits. But this one, quiet, capable, and greedy. He's a proper pirate captain, with many following his lead, much like yourself. But this rat, we'll hang him from the beam. The rest of the traitors will fall in line. This will be the first of many wrongs that shall be righted. Oh, Cully, I'm counting on you. I only wish I could be there to hear him scream. He makes for French territory, and will sail through some quiet stretches. It's a perfect place for an ambush. Go on.
Yo.
Fair winds.
Anyway, yeah, you know the crack. There's a bit in it, you know.
There's a crack in something?
No, no, just a crack in the phrase. But like,
A rat tried to pay
I had sat here and I've really thought about rebuilding this again, like, you know. And I probably, if I ever have to move it, like, or move house, I will do that without taking it apart.
Of course, Scurlock has
And
rats in his cellar.
I'll probably
Like
change the
Drax
height
like.
then. I do want some slider thing for the TV. I do need to come up with a better holder for the TV. But the other thing is, once you get all that quick release stuff is to get it right, and then once you get it right, that's it. You never want to fucking move it ever again, you know? What I did with the TV is I put it like an inch, maybe 2 inches above my eye height to make me look up, okay? Which I thought was kind of good, and it's kind of good, like, do you know what I mean? But when you get into the nitty gritty, You want everything absolutely bang on. You know? For pure comfort, like if especially doing hot laps, you know, to get to nail it, to just absolutely nail your corners, you need to be looking dead center of the screen. You know? And I'm not doing that 100%. I'm because of the TV's too high. You know? So I have to drop it an inch. But the way the TV is done, right? The way the mounting brackets are done, and I can't try changing it the other way, it won't fit, you know, the way I want it. The Allen key doesn't fit onto the fucking thing, so I have to take the TV off to move it down 2 inches, which is just fucking painful. I still yet to get my curved monitor. Oh, damn it. Are you still there?
Still here. Still here.
It's like I let him talk, fucking.
Yeah, pretty much. Just wind him up and let him go.
Yeah, we haven't talked in a while anyway. You were off playing Elder Scrolls, so I just presumed you were probably in another chat party or something, hanging out with them, like. That.
Yeah, I have a guild that I'm running, so.
I'm sticking to the dragon. There is a new master's license in this. I don't think we have a crack at it. Quite cool. So there's some really tricky ones, but there's some lovely tracks in it, you know. I would challenge anybody to beat my time in Spa. And that's before I did this week of race, and I'm going to go back to Spa, probably today, and hammer that fucking time, I reckon, you know. You have to beat 209 to get goals, yeah. I got a 207. Yeah, I've already beaten it by 2 seconds. How many people in the guild?
We had like 60, but the core group haven't really been playing, so. Started playing No Man's Sky and some other stuff, so.
I'll crack off the license in this.
I'm not down at the moment.
So I got this weekend. Did you bother playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3?
No, I'm done with Call of Duty.
I actually like the game, but some games need to die, you know. One game that surprised me, right, is Fortnite. That has been around a while now, right? You know? You're never getting rid of that longer.
On fire! There's no shame in surrendering! Near enough to hit the sharks, feast on you tonight!
We're doing the Uber.
We're doing the Uber.
I wonder what, like, those people said that.
Yeah, they weren't there from, so they told her, and from what I've got from it is they weren't going to say anything, they were just going to do it until it got close. They're selling the house that they built, that they paid like $300,000 to build. I mean, it's a big house. I mean, big master bedroom. One.
Too big for them, but too old.
Yeah, it's too big for them. They shouldn't be. It's got a pool. It's I mean, salt water. I don't know if it's salt water, but they got a well. So it's well water. They have a pool.
So they have to sell that and then build a new house. That's when they start building a new house.
Well, I think they're going to try and sell it. I don't know how much. Huh? They'll probably rent an apartment.
We are closing in! Fire!
Well, yeah, I mean, their land, where they are, their acreage is like 80 to 100,000 an acre.
Your time is running out!
They live right across the lake. They live right across the lake.
Find the ship, you lousy squads! With your gloating, we'll get you next time!
So turn in and port, and flip is turned in for rotation. That's what I was missing there. Okay.
She's ready for use, Captain!
Turn in port. Flip the turret. Perfect.
Bring all she's in!
You passed by Lenitra. Things were different. Pirates, small chapters, scarelocks, monsters. A rat tried to pay me off.
A snivelling rat cost us all. I'd break it. Word of your deeds travels far. Children in these parts will grow up on your legend. Cully, you made it back. Sir Caradec's mortal after all. The fiercest French captain, fallen by your hand. Not as much as what coin shall flow our way, now that Caradec rots. Yeah, I had talks with Caradec, that glory-blinded fool. You see, he slobbered at the thought of killing a pirate captain as storied as you. So, I made you not only the bait, but also the hook and instrument of death. The trap was not laid for you, it was always for Caradec. Now, the Compagnie has lost their hero, and the rat's their master. None dare oppose us. The world is ours for the taking. Ah, simmer down those cheeks, Cully. I ever led you astray before? The captain who escorted the Exeter. You remember that mangy look on your face when you first stumbled in? Now look at you. You gained power over your enemies, made a name for yourself all through the Red Isle. The word is, Admiral Rama in the east wants to meet with you. No doubt, she'll hear of the Caradec slaying, boots to the Compagnie's throat pirates you have become. From yours truly, of course. The Admiral could use an enterprising pirate like yourself in a drawn-out rebellion against the Dutch. In return, she'll fill your hull with treasures from the east that we St. Anne pirates only dream about. Do this, Cully, and you could have a fleet of your own, and captains to snap at your coattails. Who knows? Maybe one day you might even become a kingpin, like me. Most importantly, you've come out in my corner. I'll give you that. Not many sea dogs I would toast to these days, you know. My thanks to you, Cully. The den's always open for more work. Next time we cross paths, may the seas and skies be less fucking aflame.
Never trust another pirate. There is no one.
I've had my fill of company ships, mate.
Anyway, that's how I ended up in...
According to Sherlock's
Jesus.
treacherous whereby, my forge always burns, Captain.
Sherlock trusts you, but trust runs out faster than cheap rum in a pirate day.
Tekken's not a bad game, but I'm not going to get into it either, to be honest.
A dhow is good for sailing upwind. May they fear your banner, Captain.
Work all day, eat all night.
The docks and taverns ring with word of your deeds. Only a kingpin's daring adventures for you.
Alright, I'm gonna jump out of the party there for a while.
Alright,
I
man.
have to do one big thing, and I'm gonna just be focusing on racing anyway, like, do you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
but it was good chatting to you again. See you around next time, like, hopefully, you know?
Yeah, have a
Finish
good
it.
one.
You too, mate. And send a heads up when you're doing the live stream thing, because I'll just, even if I don't watch it, I'll put it on my phone, do you get me?
Yep.
And instead have an extra viewer for you, like, do you know? Alright, catch you later.
Alright, man, have a good one.
The waves and winds dance for you. Hey, you wanna set sail or not?
Sailing on a company ship. Prison. Any chance of drowning?
to shoot!
Swine think they can win! Ha!
People actually take silver than you think!
Let the ocean give you a nice belt. That's one of us silver.
Look to the side! It's time to war!
God send, Captain.
They'll be riding deep in the waters soon enough! Captain! Aren't we a bunch of lucky bastards? It's a treasure map! We caught the wind, Captain! Sail down! Sail down!
Only a kingpin's daring adventures for you.
Salut! Adieu!
I'll return to France.
Oui? Safe travels.
You're the envy of every sea dog I know.
Ba, 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 ba.
Safe and sound at Hoist. Let the waters roar. Safe and sound at Hoist. Let the waters roar. Long we tossed on the rolling maze. Now we're safe and sure.
I can hear you shitting your breeches from here.
Let the ocean give you a nice cold hug, eh?
Enemy fire! Down, down!
On fire! Burning up!
I'll send my regards to your family!
Très bien! Keep at ease, people! The sun is opening! The sails are down! Prepare for battle! Rally up! Sails are being fixed!
Everyone, fire!
You may have fought bravely in life, but alas, too many persons dead.
How shall we spend about these reward bits?
Look! A settlement!
Capitaine! En avant! Vite, ça t'appelle, capitaine! Down the stairs! Allez!
Don't waste a moment! Raise them sails!
Boars have been fought over which kind of durian is best.
See
Habari. Kwaheri, and be safe.
Hey, you wanna set sail or not?
There will be not much left for us after they are done.
I don't like this. Rumors are the ghost ship fouls these waters.
The anchor's away and the sails are all set. Go Riley-O, boom away. Them Liverpool Judies will never forget. Go Riley-O, all the way. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye.
You fucking killed it!
We were sailing 3 sheets to the wind. Oh, it's so good I watched the history books.
some scallywags who skulk How much are these ramblers?
My practice with the rifle hasn't been fruitful.
Enter. Enter, please. At ease, pirate. Well, I suppose you pirates are always at ease. From the stories my officers told me, I wasn't sure what to expect. I thought maybe you spat fire and had more teeth than Rangda herself. One more pirate stranded on our shores who believes that with grit and appetite they can carve out a small empire for themselves. I hope so. With me, you have a better chance, that is certain. I'm Admiral Rama, from the capital. Grew up with Sultana Hariati. Being part of the courts of Rempa, I learned one thing. When men from one empire build on the concessions of another, we get a doomed country. It's them on top. Men. Blocks of unchanging stone. If we let them, they'll sink us. That's why you stand before me. My officers say you can help tear us free from their rules. Pirates don't wait for royals to hand them chicken feet. They take the whole bird without ceremony. Baiklah. I'm happy to see you are hungry for this business of war. I've been pushed here to Telok Penjara reluctantly. Didn't have much choice. I had to survive. Consequences of a failed coup d'etat. The Dutch and the Rempa are branding me a traitor. I tried to replace the Sultan with his wife. Despite her skills and guts, she's still not a man in the court's eyes. This weak leader serves both them and the Dutch, but not the people. I defied them with my dagger. A mistake. But violence is sometimes the only option we have to bring about change, isn't it? Cannonballs are eloquent. Their voices do not require interpretation. This world is full of pretense, and I don't intend to curtsy my way. My navy is wounded, but my spies are still active. Head to Lada on my behalf. May the winds
Where is our next port of call? take the sampan over a schooner anytime.
The Admiral didn't got you? She must like you very much. A trial by fire strengthens one's mettle. Word of advice: don't take a cannonball to the chest. Give them hell, Ikantari.